Welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to cover what is software testing and how one can start their career in software testing. This course is best for beginner, whether you are a fresher or experienced or coming from different background or non-technical background. Okay, I'll guide you how to start career in software testing. Not only that, if you will be there with me till the end of this course, you will be able to decide whether go for testing or not. Also, you will be able to gain 70 to 80% of testing overview. You can learn basic of software testing concept. Means at end of this course you will be knowing what is software testing and how this is done and what are the different types of testing we have with live demo. Yes, with live demo I am going to explain you everything. Okay, and at last I'll be helping you to build your path. Build your path and guide you to achieve your goal, like how to reach to your goal. Okay, so without wasting our time, let's get started. So first we'll see the scope of testing. Okay, there are lots of scope in software testing. Even a non-technical person also can learn and start their career in software testing. Okay, many times I have come across people saying, educational background matters a lot. But yes, educational background does not matter a lot, or your academic gap does not matter a lot to become a QA. Okay, however, recommended qualification is you should have BTech, BE, MTech with any stream. Okay, but computer background is highly recommended. Then BCA, MCA, you should have BSCIT, MSCIT. Even if you are normal graduates who does not have computer background, he can also start preparing for software testing and get a job. Okay, so you don't have to worry at all if you have academic gap. Okay, still you can go ahead and learn software testing. You don't have to worry at all. Okay, even many consultancy or small company, they still give a chance to those candidates who has their academic gap. So only matters a lot is what? Your skill set and knowledge. Got it? So you don't have to worry. Other important point is a candidate should have very good communication skill, because it's very important if you are joining in software testing or any IT sector. Okay, if you are an BTech, BCA or IT graduate and working in different company and you want to switch your career in software testing, you can also prepare and master this skill set and become a software tester. Okay, that's the good news. Again, for job search for such a professional, it is little bit challenging as many company don't allow career gap, but still many company and consultancy allow those professionals and give them a chance. At last, everything is possible if you really have keen desire to do it, else it's waste. Nobody knows better than you that what you want. So you can take a call accordingly. I also heard many times from many people that due to automation testing, we will not be having manual testing scope. Is it? I think a big no. Okay, so manual testing will never die. Okay, so you don't have to worry. However, automation testing can reduce manual tester but cannot completely replace it. So you no need to worry. Always scope of manual testing will be there. Now let's see one of the interesting point how QA is different from a developer. Okay, many times people used to discuss this. Will clear your all doubt related to QA and developer. So QA will always busy in finding the bug and give a developer a work, right? In simple language, QA will try to find mistake done by developer. No other task QA has, right? So just apply QA skill and find as many bugs as you can and full developer life with surprises. Whereas developer, what they will do is, so he will be always busy in doing lots of programming and develop feature and fix the bug. Okay, so he will be busy in programming, right? Lots of logical analysis they do and develop a software, and it's not really easy. Okay, QA will be relaxed, by the way, right? because QA has to work on breaking the code. Okay, so QA will be focusing on, or tester will be focusing on how to break the code, and where developer will be working on how to build the software. So it takes time and lots of effort to build something, whereas finding other mistakes are very easy. That's what tester job is. So however, when it will be release time, when software is going to live, any bug will come, the first spot will be QA. Your boss will ask how you have tested and missed it. But if you will do your task properly, that time will never come. That's where we need to show some extra and do test all the corner test cases, etc. Still, software tester will be having easy life than developer. Now let's talk about the scope or opportunity. So obviously tester will have more opportunity than a developer. Let's understand this table. Okay, so if we'll see, if there are three project or three company having three different requirement, like company 1, project 1, or project 2, or project 3. Okay, so this company has a requirement of Java developer, this company has requirement of .NET developer, and this company third has requirement of C++ developer. Okay, so suppose there is a requirement of 10 developer for project 1, 10 developer for .NET project 2, and 10 developer for project 3. Similarly, for software tester, the requirement for project 1 is 5, project 2 is 6, and project 7 is third is 7. So now this Java developer can apply for this project only. He cannot apply for project 2 because he know only Java. That's where we call software developer as platform dependent. Okay, so .NET developer can apply for the project where we are using .NET only. But if you come to QA can apply at all the project irrespective of backend and which programming language you have used to develop your software. So with respect, if you'll see, one developer will be having opportunity only at 10 places or 10 project, right? Okay, or 10 opportunity will be there for developer. But if you'll talk about software tester, he will be having wide opportunity. If you'll see 18 opportunity with respect to this example. See how one can start their career in software testing. So suppose you are a graduate, you might be BTech, BSc IT, BCA, MCA, or any graduate degree you have. Okay, now there might be three cases. Either you might be a fresher, you might be fresher with some 2-year gap, you might be preparing for government job, XYZ reason. Okay, and then you might be already working in some non-IT job. Okay, so for everybody you need to first learn manual testing and SQL to land to the software testing. That is basically manual testing. Okay, so if you are a fresher, okay, you can directly learn manual and SQL. For fresher with gap also, first, so for all level, first they need to go and learn manual testing and SQL. Okay, then if you don't have any gap, like a fresher or basically fresher which they don't have any gap, so they can prepare for manual testing, okay, or SQL, and then along with that they need to prepare their college project. And if you have a demo software testing project, that will add advantage to your resume or your career, so that you can start applying job, you can attend few interviews, and after 4 to 10 attempts you can land to QA job for sure. But same thing, if you have gap in your career or academic, either you are working in IT or non-IT job, or you are a fresher with 2-3 year gap, you can first learn manual testing and SQL, then you work on some live project or demo project, okay, and then you can go and apply for job and attend the interview. Now where you have to apply job is in a small company where this gap doesn't matter, your skill set is matter. Or you can apply to the consultancy, you can consult with different consultancy, and they will be providing you the job, okay, with third party company. So you don't need to worry about this. Okay, so once you are well prepared with SQL and manual testing and with project, you can definitely apply, and after 4 to 10 attempts based on your preparation, you will definitely get a job and you can start QA life. I'll be going to give you all the guide how to prepare and which course to pick and how to start and how testing look like. So just be there with me. We will see what is software testing first, then we'll go through this diagram. Okay, so software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what it is supposed to do. Okay, so software testing is the process of verifying a system with the purpose of identifying any error, okay, or gap or missing requirement, okay, so that we can focus on quality and deliver high quality product to the customer. In simple language, you can tell that software testing is nothing but testing the application whether it is working fine or not as per customer requirement. Okay, so at the end, QA play a very important role to any software company. Okay, so if you have very good QA team, company can build a good quality product and earn name and fame, right? Let's see what are the different types of testing we have, and we'll see one by one. Okay, so we have manual testing and we have automation testing. So we'll see one by one, like what is manual testing, how it is done with live demo. Then we'll see what is automation testing, and we'll see with live demo how automation testing is done. Okay, so manual testing, like testing the application whether it is working as per requirement or not. Okay, manually with human effort, we will call it as manual testing, whereas testing done by some other tool or some other software is known as automation testing. Now we have three categories of manual testing, where white box testing, black box testing, gray box testing. White box testing is basically testing the code which will be done by developer. Black box testing is the testing which is done by the manual QA, where code is not visible to QA, only UI they will see and they will test. And gray box tester is someone who have knowledge of black box plus white box. Today we call it as SDET. Okay, we'll talk about those things in subsequent session. Again, black box tester, we have functional and non-functional. Functional, we have unit testing, integration testing, system testing. Again, integration testing, we have incremental, non-incremental. Again, incremental have top down and bottom up. But basically we will talk about unit testing, integration testing, system testing most of the time while testing the application. Non-functional testing, we have performance testing, usability testing, compatibility testing. Okay, then again performance testing, we have load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, and stability testing. Okay, so now you know what is testing and what are the different types of testing we have. Let's try to understand the same testing with some application in real time, like Gmail. So suppose if you have to test the Gmail, what will be the different testing type? So I'm seeing the UI and testing this application as a manual tester. This will come under black box testing. I'll perform some functional testing, where we'll perform component, then integration, and then system. So let's talk about. So component testing means you will check each and every link, each and every button of this Gmail, whether it's working fine or not independently. That will be called as unit testing or component testing. Okay, whereas integration testing means wherever data flow is happening, we will call it as integration testing. Okay, like once you will compose the email, it will go to the other user, right? So whatever you have composed, the same data should flow from one user to another user. Data flow is happening, that we will call it as, in simple language, integration testing. But integration testing has vast definition. Okay, like after sending email, user should receive notification, user should receive SMS, or there are multiple things which you need to integrate with multiple third-party application. Okay, that we will call it as integration testing. But in simple language, wherever data flow happening from one module to another module, we call it as integration testing. And whereas system testing is what? Testing end-to-end application like a user. Like I'll do compose, I'll write something in description, attach some file and send it to the user. It will again go to the other user and open inbox and verify whether I have received email or not. So testing end to end like a user, we will call it as system testing. Okay, then again we have performance testing, like if I'm sending one email, how much time it is taking. it is going within second, it's taking 5 minutes, right? So that's our performance testing. So it should any application, okay, it should give quick response, okay, it should not take more than second or 2 seconds, right? If it will take more time, nobody will be interested in using this application. Where this performance testing come, usability testing means how easy user can access this. So I'll be able to read easily, okay, this is inbox, means message will come here, means how easily user can access this application will come under usability testing or accessibility testing. Okay, then come to compatibility testing. Okay, where in all and which in all browser I can use Gmail, I can use in Firefox, I can use in Google Chrome, I can use in Safari, right? Multiple browser support, actually testing the same feature in multiple browser and multiple version of browser, we will call it as compatibility testing. That's how different types of testing is categorized and done on the real-time application. Now we'll do live demo on live application how testing is done. So let's see how one can perform testing in live application. We'll go to the Facebook app. Let's go to the live Facebook app. So I have to enter here email address or phone number and then password, and then click on login button. So for a QA or non-QA, suppose I'm testing as non-QA, what I have to do is I have to enter some email ID, password and login. As a normal people, what I can think is I will give my valid username, valid password and click on login. I should be able to land to home page. That's the first case. If I'll give valid username and invalid password, I should get proper error message that your password is incorrect. Okay, if I'm giving invalid username, correct password, it should give that email ID is not connected to the Facebook. Let's try some. So I'll just try to give my email ID. Okay, and some random password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. We are doing this in live Facebook app. Okay, so as soon as I'll click on login, let's see what will happen. So I'll get error message called the email address you enter is not connected to an account. Means with this email there is no account at Facebook. So in database there is no matching account with this email ID. That's where it went to database and it fetched that okay, this account does not exist in Facebook. Okay, fine. Now I'll give this time a valid email ID which is there in Facebook database, but I'll give wrong password 1 2 3 4 5 6. If I'll click there here, let's see what will happen. So I'll get some different error message now. So I'll get error message called the password that you have entered is incorrect. Forget password, means I have entered the wrong password, but yes, user is exist in Facebook database. Okay, that's how tester do and validate everything. Like if user is passing incorrect password, if user is not passing any data and directly trying to click here, let's see what will happen. The email address or mobile number you have entered is not connected to password because I have not entered both, right? So like that, or you can populate error message called email ID or password cannot be blank. Okay, so as a user you will be able to understand, okay, I have not entered, that's why I am getting this error. So it is accessibility testing. Okay, so this is how you test the Facebook login, but this is normal people testing. But as a QA, what are the different testing you will do? Okay, we will see, okay, with a live demo. We have some process to do it. It's not like going to the website, entering whatever you want and clicking and checking whether it's working or not. It's not like that. It's not that much easy. Okay, that's where make difference from normal man testing and QA testing the application. We have some process to do this testing, right? We'll try to understand the process first, and then again we'll come back and we'll do live testing on Facebook. So at high level, what software tester do is they write test cases, okay, then they execute it and they will prepare the execution report, and they will give the sign up whether the product go for live or it should not go for live. Okay, based on their sign up only it will go to the next step. Now we need to understand before going to the next what is SDLC and what is STLC. So SDLC is related to software development lifecycle and STLC is specific to testing lifecycle. Okay, so we'll try to understand first SDLC and then we'll jump to STLC part. So to understand this SDLC part, let's see where requirement coming and how requirement come to the company. So suppose anyone or any customer running his business and now he want to digitalize his business, so he will reach out to the software company. Okay, then software company sales executive will reaching out to this client and discuss all the project, and deal will be done. Once deal will be done, then company representative or software development team, you can say that a business analyst will be there, who can again collect all the requirement from this client or customer, and then he will discuss all those requirement with entire team. Like, okay, it is called analysis, where they will do feasibility study whether this project we should go ahead or not. Okay, so now suppose if deal is done and okay, companies agree to develop his project, what next? Okay, so we'll discuss now SDLC. So requirement gathering will happen from the customer, then we'll do the analysis whether we should go for the project or not. Now it is done, then we will go for design, where high level and low level design will be done by the designer or architecture, okay, for that particular project or software. Then once design is done, then we'll do implementation. We'll implement those design, or you can say that we will do coding or we'll do programming. Developer will do programming or coding for such a those design to develop a project or develop a software. Once development will be done, then testing will come into picture, where QA will start testing those feature whatever is collected from the customer, and he will validate all those requirement. Once everything is done and it's working as expected as per customer requirement, it will go and deployment into the server. So the software will be deployed into a real server or live server, okay, where customer will start using it. And after that, if customer is facing any issue or he found any bug, that will be fixed under maintenance cycle. So this is about SDLC, software development life cycle, which everybody should know. Now coming to QA specific, we have STLC, software testing life cycle, where we will discuss about only testing concept. So after getting the requirement, what QA have to do? So QA has to go through the requirement. He need to understand the requirement, and if he has any doubt related to the requirement, like he didn't understood the requirement or he has any doubt, he can again connect with business analyst and clarify those doubt. Once requirement is understood, by that time QA manager will prepare the test plan. Like he will assign the QA, like who will work on this particular feature, and then those QA will start writing the test cases. Now after writing the test cases, by that time we will be setting the test environment. So nowadays DevOps will be a part who will be setting the test environment, where code will be deployed so that QA can start testing. Okay, again there are lots of environment like pre-prod, UAT, live environment, staging environment. So these all things in details I have covered in one of my course, you can go through. Okay, so let's come back here. So once it is deployed to the test environment, then QA has to execute those test cases. Okay, once QA will execute the test cases and he feel okay, now there is no blocker or major or critical bug in the application, then he will do the test closure, where testing will be completed, and will tell project manager, yeah, we are done with the testing, we can go for the launch. Now the software will go live and everybody will cheers if it went successfully. Okay, so this is high level about software testing life cycle. Now we will understand in detail. Now suppose a BA has collected the requirement. A requirement will look like this. Okay, username should accept only email address, password should have minimum 6 and maximum 9 digit length. Okay, then password should be only number. Okay, just example I'm giving so that you will be able to understand. And then login button should be there, and then forget password link should be there. So this is very basic requirement. Suppose customer is giving to business analyst, and business analyst is listing down those things, preparing a document and sharing across the team, so that team can start development and QA can start writing test cases. So suppose I have the requirement in my hand as a QA, so I will write test cases. So how I'll write test cases? I'll prepare a test document. So company use different tools like Jafire, TestRail, Jira to write their test cases. Suppose I'm writing in Excel, so you have to write like precondition, test case, test step, test result. So preconditions is build should be deployed, software should be deployed into server, and it should be up and running. Suppose one of the test cases test verify login functionality with correct credential. So steps will be navigate to the URL. Okay, once you will navigate to the URL, user should be navigated to the login page. Then enter username. Then user should be able to enter username. Enter password. User should be able to enter password. Click on login button or submit button. User should land to home page. Since it is a valid credential, user should land to home page. Like that, you will write n number of test cases with steps. If I am writing only this scenario, high level bullet point, that will call it as test scenario. Okay, and if you give steps in details, steps like what is expected result, what is precondition, then that will call it as test case. So test case is in detail document, where test scenario is high level document. Okay, so now suppose QA has written the test cases. Now he need to execute those test cases. Okay, so once he will start executing, he will find some bug, okay, where bug life cycle come into picture. So as soon as QA will find any bug, a status will be new, and test engineer will assign those bug to developer. Okay, so developer will again, what he will do, he will try to fix those bug. If it is valid bug, developer will fix it. If it is invalid bug, developer will reject it by giving the proof. Okay, now once developer will fix the bug, it will go for QA again, ready for QA, where QA will retest the bug, and if it is working fine, okay, then QA will close it. If it is not working, again test engineer or QA will what, reopen those bug and assign back to developer, where again developer will start working and on fixes. Again he will fix and retest. So this process will continue unless or until our application or software is bug free. Means there should not be any major or critical bug in the application. Once all the test case executed, okay, then finally test lead will prepare the RTM, traceability matrix, requirement traceability matrix, where we'll map each requirement with the test cases and pass fail. This is high level document which show for every requirement we have written the test cases and we have executed the test cases, and there is no critical or major bug in the application. Then only we will go for the sign off. Okay, now now we'll analyze this all test cases and we'll do test in live application again. Let's see how we can perform testing in live application using this requirement. So suppose I have already got the requirement. Let's go ahead. So first what I'll do is I'll write the test cases. Okay, so I have already written the test cases based on my requirement. So our requirement was username should accept only email, password should have minimum 6 and maximum 9 digit length, password should have only number, okay, login button should be there, and forgot password link should be there. Suppose this feature is developed and ready for QA. Okay, so test case what I have written, so to testing username what I have written is, so username should accept only email. So I have written test with valid email, test with invalid email, test with incorrect email. Again multiple scenario will be there once you will be into the system. Test with active user, inactive user, block user, unblock user, multiple scenario will be there. So based on your requirement only you can go ahead and test it. So as of now, based on our requirement, we have these three cases. Testing the password, test with valid password. So what will be the valid password? So it should be between 6th length to 9th, okay, 9th length, and then only number. So if you'll see as normal person how you will test, so you can test with 1 2 3 1 2 random, you will test, you don't know anything what to enter, right? Minimum 6 and maximum 9, there are a huge number in between, okay, right? You cannot go for all number. So where we test design technique will come, where you need to apply some test design technique and test this. So since it is a range like 6 to 9 length, okay, then and it should be only number, so I can go for test design technique, which is boundary value analysis. So I'll go for a plus minus 1, b plus minus 1, whereas a is 6 and b is 9. Okay, so if you'll see 6 minus 1 5, so I will test with 5 digit, which is number, which should not be allowed because minimum is what, 6, so it will not allow, so it will be invalid, so it will come under invalid password. So since I am using boundary value analysis, I am writing in one line. So this 1 2 3 4 5 will come to the this line. Okay, now a, that is 6, which is what, so I'll just write it here so that you will be able to understand. So a plus minus 1, and then b plus and minus 1. Okay, where a is what, if you'll see, a is equal to 6 and b is equal to 9. Okay, so if we'll use this formula, so a plus minus 1 is like a minus 1 5, and then 6, and then 6 plus 1 is 7, so 7 digit I have taken. Then again similarly for 8, 9 and 10 digit. Okay, 9 minus 1, 9 plus 1 and 9. So like that we can go ahead and I can test only these. So only if you'll see, so 6 digit, between 6 digit to 9 digit it is allowed. Above 9 digit also it's not allowed. So I'll test with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, that is 10 digit, it should not allow. So if you'll see, so this test data will come under this, and this test data also will come under this category, which is invalid. Okay, so this will be invalid, it is not valid as per the requirement, but these are the valid scenario. We can test only these 4 test data, and this will cover all the requirement. So these are all number and in the range of 6 to 9, where we are verifying length of 6, we are verifying length of 9 and middle also. Okay, and then we are verifying below range and above range, which should not allow, right? This is how we create password. And then you can go with the invalid password, that is incorrect password based on the requirement, and then you can go for invalid password like random, whatever you want. You can do monkey testing, right? Exploratory testing as per your experience. You can go for number, then alphabet, character, then a special character, blank, lots of things you can test. Okay, then coming to the next point, checking the login button. So login button you can check with valid username, valid password. So if you'll test with valid username and valid password, okay, and click on login, you should reach to the home page. That is the valid scenario. Okay, now invalid username. So valid username will be valid, but password will be incorrect based on your password will be invalid based on requirement. Okay, so you should give proper error message. Okay, your password is incorrect. If I'm giving incorrect username or invalid username but valid password, I should get error message properly that your username is not valid. Okay, then if I'm giving valid username and blank password, I should get error, your password is blank or password cannot be blank. If I'm giving blank username and valid password, again I should get error message called username cannot be blank. If I'm giving both username and password blank, I should get username and password cannot be blank. Then again check on forget password link. I need to verify forget password link, so link should be clickable. After clicking on this link, user should be redirected to enter phone number and reset password. User should receive OTP which will be valid for 10 minutes. Then finally user should be able to reset his password using this link. Okay, so that's the complete feature which I have tested, which is functional part. Now coming to non-functional part, I need to test usability testing, which this user UI look fine or not. Like any user, if I'll give this application, how easily they can learn, how easily can they understand like what I have to enter. So I have here written username and password, I can easily enter. Okay, so username can be anything, password can be anything, but if you'll go to the real Facebook application, if you'll see, it's clearly visible like email address or phone number. This is more readable, so user will understand either I have to enter email ID or password. Okay, so this will be easy for user to understand what he has to enter in the application. So that's how easy an application is for user or end user, we cover under usability testing. Then performance testing, suppose I'm giving valid username and valid password and clicking on login, and it's taking 5 minutes to login, it's keep loading, nobody will use this application. So our application response should be very quick, within second. As soon as I'll click on login, I should be able to land to home page, right? Then security, like if only registered user should be able to log in. If the unregistered user, if invalid password, should not allowed inside the system to log in. So where we test all those scenario under security testing. Again we use multiple tools for security testing. Then we use compatibility testing, where we test this application in multiple browser, multiple application. Okay, then we can test the same thing. As of now, what we are testing in the web application. Okay, so now this testing can be done in web application, mobile application, or via API call. So as of now, what we have seen is via web part. So web part have already we have seen, that is UI testing. Now same feature or test cases can be executed via API. So you can learn more about API testing. Okay, and since this is a maximum 2-hour course, I cannot cover everything. Okay, using Postman we do API testing. You can go and explore more. Now same feature can be tested using mobile app also, where you can install mobile app, you can try to log in by giving the username and password, but this time not via web URL, via mobile app. Okay, so here basically we can execute the same test cases, okay, in multiple environment. You can say that, like web or mobile or API. Okay, so that's the high level thing. Okay, so high level we have seen, what we have seen high level is, I'll just go ahead and see. So high level what we have seen so far is, so first we need to understand the requirement or product, and then we need to test the happy flow, and then cover all the functionality, and then test negative flow, and then go for non-functional testing. That's all pretty much high level about software testing, how it is done. In this session, we'll see what to learn to become a manual QA or a software tester. So you should learn, testing concept. Okay, then you should go for database and SQL concept, and you should know few tools like Jira or any equivalent tool, TestRail or any equivalent tool for writing the test cases. Then MS Office, Microsoft Office, like Excel document. Then Postman you should know, like for basic API testing, that good to have, and then good communication skill. And then if you know additionally API testing or mobile app testing and automation testing, that will be good for you to have as a fresher or beginner. If you are experienced, or if you are you have gap and then you want to go for this testing career, you just explore for manual testing as well as the automation testing, so that you will be having more opportunity, right? So basic master testing concept is what, like basic of software. Okay, what is software, how this work, how this is built. Okay, then the software testing career path. If I start career as software training engineer, where I can reach. Okay, so everything you should know, so that your path will be clear, right? Types of software you should know, understanding server, test environment, then SDLC. I have talked about SDLC only. Okay, there are so many models in SDLC, like waterfall, spiral, hybrid. Okay, VNB. So you need to just learn everything so that basics will be clear. Okay, then agile model, which is highly used in the IT industry these days. Then you should know build process, how software build and deliver to QA. Then we should know test label, like what are the different test label we have, then test type we have, then what are the different test design technique we have. There are so many test design technique. In one of the technique we have used is boundary value analysis in this course, but there are so many technique which is really needed to become a professional QA. Then you should know the bug life cycle. I have just discussed a straightforward bug life cycle, but this is a huge topic. Okay, then test case and test scenario. Then you should know all other test document, like how to prepare release notes and test summary report, other thing. You should know regression testing and non-functional testing, right? So that's pretty much you need to learn to become a complete manual QA. I have created a course on manual, complete manual testing concept, best for beginner, which is a bestseller course on Udemy. You can refer it and learn complete QA concept. And for SQL, we have a separate course which is in details for beginner. So manual plus SQL combined together you can learn, and you will get certificate as well for Udemy, from Udemy actually, post completion of this course. Again, it's not limited to my course. You are free to learn these topics. I'm giving this topic so that you can learn from anywhere. You can learn this topic from YouTube. You can, if you want to learn from Udemy, you can go for any other tutor, or if you want, you just go and explore my courses once. If you feel okay, this is helpful, you can go ahead and learn. Okay, so however you can learn just start learning. Okay, I'll just guide you that Udemy is one of the best platform, okay, where you can learn, or you can go for offline training also, or online training also. There are so many people who is providing online training also, where you will be communicating with instructor, okay, on daily basis. Like Udemy also, if you have any doubt, you can just post into Q&A, or you can just write an email to instructor, and then instructor will be connecting with you, right? So it's not mandatory to learn from me, but yes, these topics are, most important topic, or you can say that the base of software testing, which you should know. Okay, but if you like my course or explanation and able to follow me so far, you can just check out my other courses on manual testing and SQL and automation as well. I have given in the link below. Okay, so now in next session we will see how to become automation tester, and once you learn manual, that's continuous learning I'm going to give. So once you learn manual, what is the next? You need to learn automation. Which automation? UI automation, then API automation, right? So everything I have guided. So let's see what is software automation testing and how it is done. I'll be executing live, a script, and I'll be showing how this look like, automation testing look like, right? So let's see you in the next session. All the best. See you again.